Got
You're
it.
tuned to Vibes FM. I am Sarah C. And today's special guest is one of my favorites. I often have to fight Daddy Ernie for the privilege of doing the interview with Etana. Etana, it turns out, is coming to the UK. She's enjoying massive success. Her last album was nominated for a Grammy, and she just reaches more and more new heights. There have been new rhythms put out on her label, Free Mind Music, and there's lots of stuff going on. So we're really excited to have
Oh yeah.
Etana with us to tell us all about it. Etana, welcome to Vibes FM.
Thanks for having me. Such a pleasure to be here.
Now, where are you at the moment? Are you in America now, or are you in Jamaica?
I am in a close a state that's well, I'm right on the border of Vermont, in a little small town.
So country living.
Yeah, well, for a day or two.
Okay, so you're
For
on
a
the way
day or
through.
two.
So you're on the way through.
Yeah, yeah. I'm on the way to Vermont to do the show, and then we go to Chicago. Then I think we stop at two places in Chicago, and then we move on to the next state. So it's like from state to state to state.
And then, of course, you're coming here, which we're really excited about. But before we
Oh, I
talk about
can't
that,
wait.
Pamoja. Oh,
Pamoja.
oh
Yeah.
my goodness. I can't tell you how many times, particularly the title track that you did with Yasha and Michael Bundy. How wonderful is that? And could you just tell us a little about what it means and why you titled your album that?
Pamoja means together in Swahili. And during the pandemic, there was just a lot of talk of divorce and separation, and of course, it's expected because people go under different levels of stress and strain during that time, and the lockdowns didn't make it any better. But I was hoping that it would somehow encourage people to stick together, stay together, and it keep families together. You know, and not only that, not just on a family level, but on a wide social level too, across the board, across races and languages. And so I figured I'd get a lot of people together from Africa, from Europe, from Jamaica, from everywhere, and create something beautiful with a strong message of unity and togetherness. And that's what I did with Pamoja.
And I'm going to add confidence because the album feels really confident to me.
Yeah, I agree. Um, I had to be, and it had to be like every time I do a new project, I start thinking the first thought is, how do I make this album better than the last one? You know? And so it actually means I have to try to go harder. And some people will be like, well, the other one, I still prefer the other one, but it still requires a lot more energy, a lot more concentration, a lot more vocals, stronger lyrics and everything. So I think that's what equals to all the confidence you hear.
Yeah, and very much sort of, I guess, on trend really with the Afrobeat.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Afrobeat came up within the past, I don't know, 3 to 5 years, like really strong across the board, everywhere. And um, we're so close. Afrobeat is so close to like dancehall or reggae music. So when fused together, it just sounds natural and normal and sounds, as if it belonged. And that's why I infused Afrobeat into the album.
And you had Yasha, didn't you, do some of the production with you?
Yasha is an upcoming artist, but he has done a lot of work that a lot of people may not know of. He's written many songs, um, and also plays almost every instrument, does engineering, production, everything all on his own. He is a free mind artist, and we have a lot more in store and a lot more coming with Yasha. And to put him on this album was, a pleasure for me. It was really cool to have such a strong introduction, having him on the title track. Um, and as I said, we have a lot more to do, so you can be on the lookout for that.
I have to say, I'm a really big fan of Yasha, and Clive
Oh,
Hunt
I'm
actually
excited to hear that.
introduced me to Yasha when I think VP did the We Remember Dennis Brown album. And I actually
Yeah,
met him in Kingston, and he was so amazing and just, for me, had a really spiritual vibe. So,
he's more spiritual than you think. He's very, very spiritual, very connected to nature and earth and people and feelings and everything. He's unbelievable. At, at times he still takes his time to go off and be somewhere up in the hills or wherever. But then when he resurfaces, he is the talented Yasha that I know him to be. And I think that's where some of the strong meditation and vibes come from, when he takes that time away. Um, he used to be a VP artist, but he's no longer a VP artist.
he's a free mind artist now, right?
Yes.
Now, I tell you what, though, going back to what I was saying about confidence, it takes some serious confidence to take some Afrobeat, some unbelievably spiritual Yasha, and then stir in a little Addy the Teacher vibes. So
Ah!
Vibes Cartel right on top of all that. You are not messing. It really was an album for everyone, right?
Yeah, because as much as Vibes Cartel may have his a style that's usually loaded with expletives or usually very strong on the female parts. um, he's an artist and he's talented, and he knew he had to somehow match his style with my style and make it come off, perfect. And he did. He adjusted all of that. And so when even now, iTunes still has the album listed as um, uh, parental advisory or X-rated or whatever, just because of the name, regardless of what is being said, even though there's not one expletive on the whole album. Um, and DJs too are like, oh my God, Vibes Cartel, I'm never gonna listen it first. But then as soon as every DJ that knows me didn't have to say, oh, I'm gonna listen it first. They just played the song because they know that I have that my history does not include that. So I think he adjusted well, and he spoke of how royal a woman is and how much she's the giver of life. Um, he showed a different side of Addie, which I appreciated.
Well, it was a surprise. I won't say it wasn't a surprise. It was a surprise. But the song is wonderful. The song is wonderful. And also you've gone back and revisited some of your earlier collaborations. I was happy to see Alba Rossi on the album,
Yeah,
and how
yeah, yeah.
fascinating that I had a quick check before the interview, and the original collaboration you did with Alba Rossi has nearly 10 million streams on Spotify now. So this is a good
Right.
marriage, musically speaking.
Alvarosi is another one of them that plays um, more than one instrument, including the bass and the guitar. He makes the guitars and sells guitars. He does the mixing, the mastering sometimes of some songs, and quality production all the time, every single time. And working with him, he's really cool. He's not one of those, egotistical person in a negative way. He's just really down to earth and really cool. That's what I like about Alvaro, and I like working with him.
Yeah, we used to call him the dub mechanic because he likes to do a dub as well. And he'd lovingly restored loads of old equipment from the 70s and 80s from
See?
studios that people had just discarded. So
Yeah.
yeah, he definitely,
He has
you've
a
just,
special love for music.
I thought you were going to say he has a special love for you. And I was going to say, I don't blame him.
Well, that too. That too. I think so. Because he called me a few days, maybe months ago. maybe a month ago, and he said, Etana, you know, my new studio is almost finished, and your album is the first album I want to do in that studio. I want to do an album with you. So we're thinking about it. We're working on that part.
Oh, that is good news. I'm happy to hear that. And you
Yeah,
managed
yeah.
to squeeze in a little bit of Damien Marley before that as well.
I
So
sure did. With his schedule and everything that he does, I was surprised to see that song come back to me in less than a month. You know, it was very quick. And then even when he sent it back to me, he said, no, I was excited. I was like, you know, this is really good. This sounds wicked. And he was like, wait, that was just a demo. I'm gonna send you the real thing in a few minutes. I'm like, wait a minute, there's more to do to this. And then when he sent it back, I was like, oh, okay, now I get it. Perfect. Yeah.
oh, that's amazing. And obviously he was quite pleased to hear from you. And I'm not sure how the order went, but then you got to voice on his project, didn't you? Honoring Nina Simone.
Yes, but I did that Nina Simone song years ago. Maybe 4 years ago. And so I guess it's when they were ready to release the project, you know? And I think everything happens in the right time. It's just perfect timing. I love the song, by the way.
That's a big song to take on. And I think also a lot of people think of Marcia and Bob Andy when they think of that song too.
Right, right. Exactly. I thought about that. That's one of the reasons why I was a little bit, you know, nervous to do that song. I was like, oh my God. I don't want to do this song and then it doesn't come off right and da 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 da, you know. And then I said, you know what? I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna do it. And I called her about that. She was like, yeah, man, just do the song, man, do the song.
Yeah, Marcia is so encouraging, isn't she? I mean, it's
All the
gone
time.
beyond. I remember the days, and I probably shouldn't say this, but I remember the days when we used to try to play female singers and big up the females. And I don't know if you can see the board behind me, but they're all women and they're all fabulously talented women. And that goes back from Reggae Month when we just did a focus on brilliant reggae women. You'll be happy to see that
Yeah,
you
yeah.
are there in
Thank
center
you.
stage. You are there in center stage. And then honestly, the other day I pulled out this poster and put it on the wall.
That's
And
the
it was,
new pic, the very first promo picture I ever had.
and that I pinned it on the wall. And I swear I had not pinned it on the wall 10 minutes when I got a WhatsApp and someone sent me the flyer here to say that you were coming to the UK. And I thought, look at that. I have summoned Etana with my own
Yes.
energy. Imagine. So you're going to be coming, and who will you be bringing with you?
I'll be just taking the musicians with me, the background vocalists, and we're gonna prepare the show and make sure that it's something. I want to do it bigger. I want to do it bigger than I've done before. The last time I came, I was on Morgan Heritage's band. We shared musicians, but we didn't share background vocalists, but we shared musicians for that show.
I was there. I
So
saw it.
I'm taking I'm taking my whole band this time, and I'm just gonna add a few musicians and to make it bigger, and background vocalists to make it stronger, and just like do a show that stays in the minds and hearts of people for a very long time.
Yeah, because you've also sort of changed the venue. It's not your average normal venue either. I think if I check
No.
the Assembly Hall in Islington,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
which is quite a regal building. And is there going to be other tours? Because I obviously only got the London one. Will there be other UK dates?
There is London and Birmingham. Birmingham is on October 2nd.
Brilliant. Brilliant. That's so good. And will Yasha be coming?
Yasha, no, Yasha may not be coming, but it's a good idea. No, Yasha may not be coming because everyone that's here with us on the move now are actually, Yasha was with me in Europe, and then we moved over to America. So I don't know, it's quite possible.
I can't let this pass though without saying that he did a rhythm too, didn't he? The Real Talk rhythm. And he
Yeah.
actually said that he did that with you. Again, more collaborations from you with Bugle, who's one of my favorites. And will there be more of
Mhm.
that on your label, do you think?
There is so much. There is a beautiful song with me and Yasha coming, right? About the island, about Jamaica. And it's so beautiful. I can't wait for that song to drop. But more than anything, I'm looking forward to getting the reactions from people of his original works by himself. Like the works that we've done together is incredible. And I can't wait for everyone to hear all of Yasha. It's I just can't wait. And to see him too, to see him perform. He's a very spiritual person, but he's just talented, massive talent.
Brilliant. So the new material, you're going to give it to me first, right? Before Daddy Ernie.
Well, you're his fan, so I'm gonna make sure you do that. I'm gonna make sure I do
The
that. I'll
Yasha
send it to you first.
all day long. Oh, Ernie will go mad. Ernie will go mad. I'm only joking. I think you should probably send it at the same time. Otherwise, there could be trouble.
Yeah.
There probably could be
Daddy
trouble.
Ernie, don't play that.
No, exactly. And before I go, I need to talk about this golden hair that I see on the flyer.
Oh, the headpiece.
Mm.
Um, I did a photo shoot in Miami, and my stylist came to me and she said, I think you should try this on. And so I put it on, and she's like, what do you think about this? And I said, let's just do it. And I said, let's do headshots. And we did like maybe 5 headshots, and this is what it is.
Will you
Yeah,
be
so
wearing it
we
on the show?
decided,
I'm ready. I'm
no,
thinking
no,
gold stilettos.
no, we just decided that it would be the cover for the Acoustic Gold project that is coming later in this year. And we introduced the image for these events in the UK, but it's the entire image, or I would say the face. The face is the cover of the Acoustic Gold project.
So just to recap, we've just been nominated for a Grammy. We've now started to sign artists. We're working with Yasha. We're making rhythms.
Yeah.
We've got a new album coming, possibly with Alba Rossi. We've got a new acoustic gold
Oh my
project
God,
coming.
so much. Yeah.
And you're going to be
And
coming to
Yasha.
the UK. You're going to be doing Birmingham and London. And I will definitely see you in the Islington Assembly Hall. You must be the
Oh, I'm
busiest
so
woman
ready.
ever. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. I really do appreciate it. Before I let you go, do you have a message for the UK?
Be there in Islington, be there in Birmingham. I'm going to make sure it's something you will not forget. I've already been getting song requests, and I'm already dropping them in the list, and I'm ready to go. So be there for the shows in Birmingham and Islington. I'll see you then. I'll see you soon.
Brilliant. Etana, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.